and they're the authorities, so you don't really know how to do things. You really can't argue with them as far as anything that they do. Another time when I went to the doctor, I had a herniated disc in my back. This was last year sometime, and it was so bad that I couldn't even walk anymore. I mean, it was just a really, really crippling thing. And because of that, there were certain things that I couldn't do anymore, as far as cleaning the house or doing dishes or even driving a car, and certainly not doing laundry. So my mother, she's a good mother, and she takes care of me. My mother said, well, we need to do something about this because you can't walk and there's obviously something wrong with you, so let's take you to the doctor. So of course, I didn't argue. I was thinking in my head, drugs, I'm going to be able to get some really, really good drugs out of this. Maybe even some I could sell, you know, make a little bit of money. So anyway, so I go to the doctor, and I hobble in, and so the nurse comes in, and she says, all right, well, leave your tights on, because I always wear tights. Leave your tights on, but you go ahead and take everything else off, and put on this little paper gown, another paper gown string. So I said, all right, that's fine. So I put on this little paper gown. My boots are off, and some of you may have heard the story before. I wrote about it in the State Press. If you do, just bear with me. But it's one of my favorite ones, and I really like telling it because it's God-honest truth. So I'm sitting there, I'm just swinging my feet like over the table, and I'm just waiting for the doctor to come in. And my mother looks at me, and she says, oh my God. She's like, you've got a hole in your tights. And it was true. And most of my tights were just gone on the foot. They were just like my toes were just kind of sticking out. And my mother is a very Italian, Catholic, straight-laced, normal woman. She's extremely normal. And anything that varies from that one way or the other, she just thinks is completely degenerate. She's not very open-minded. She tries, but she really isn't. Although my parents are so open-minded that they actually did they did pay for my boyfriend's lawyer to get him out of jail when the DEA came busting through my house and arrested him for selling pot. So in that instance, they're pretty open-minded. But in this case, she wasn't, because I was being, you know, kind of disheveled. So she looks at me and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I can't believe you wore those tights to the doctor's office. I was like, Mom, I haven't done laundry. I haven't done laundry in a couple of months. I'm like, this is basically all that I've got. And so she, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Is that the way that I raised you? Only she doesn't talk like this. My mother talks like, my name actually isn't Laurie, it's Laurie. That's my name. And that's the way that my mother talks. She's from Brooklyn, she's from New York, so that's the way, and I really can't do it very well. Just try and imagine that. Oh my God, I can't believe you go to a doctor's office and that's what you wear. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed for you. How can you live like that? Is this the way that I raised you? You're living like an animal. You look like a homeless person. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm just blowing her off, you know, I'm not listening. Okay, the doctor's gonna come in, give me drugs, and in an hour, everything is gonna be beautiful. So I'm waiting and waiting. So the doctor comes in, and he makes me lay down the table, right? So I'm laying on the table. My mother is sitting kind of perpendicular to where I am. So I'm laying this way, my mom's sitting right over here. So the doctor makes me get up, and he's, you know, checking my reflexes, seeing how far I can bend over, touching the floor, all that bullshit, which I couldn't do anyway. And so, then he makes me lay back. Excuse me. Okay, he's like, bend your leg up and bend your leg out. So I don't want to get you again. And this guy with the camera over here. So I'm going up and up like this, and up like this, and out like this, and doing all this kind of crap, right? So anyway, he gets up and he checks everything. He's like, okay, doesn't really say much. And so he's getting ready to walk out of the room, and I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm like, I need a prescription for something. I'm like, the pain is incredible. I mean, I couldn't even get drunk anymore. I mean, booze still hurt. I mean, that's because booze sometimes took the pain away, but it had gotten to such a point where that wasn't even a comfort anymore. So he gives me, he's just like, well, what you can take is some ibuprofen. He's just like, but I wouldn't take more than 9 a day, which was complete bullshit, because I was taking about 40. No shit. I was taking at least 40 a day. I was popping 6 at a time, sitting at my desk at work. So he writes me out this prescription, he gives it to me, and so then he leaves. I look over to my mom, and my mom looks like she just lost, gallons of blood. And she's just sitting there, and her mouth is hanging wide open, and she's just like, oh my God. And I was like, what? And she's like, you have a hole in your tights. I said, I know, Ma, we've already been through the disgrace of my naked foot. I'm aware of the hole in my tights. And all of a sudden she looks at me, she's like, not there, here. You have a hole here. The hole is this goddamn thing. And for most of you that know me, I don't wear any underwear because I've got 2 dogs that, I don't know if anybody else's dogs are like this, but my dogs are like this. When they find underwear, clean or dirty, it must have some kind of scent on them. Dogs love to eat the crotch out of underwear. So I cut my underwear and eat crotches anyway. So that was the story. She was completely mortified. So on my birthday, which was a couple weeks after that, there's a big box on the table. And my friend Nikki, who's here, can verify this. She was there with me, and my sisters as well. There's a big box, and I never, ever get presents because I'm poor, and my sister's tired of me coming over and taking her food and asking her for money and things like this. So usually I just get money. I usually just get like little checks. Actually, they're big checks. They're very nice checks. But so I don't usually get presents, and I'm looking at this thing, and I'm thinking, well, I wonder what the hell it is. I didn't ask for anything. So I shook it a little bit and had it kind of like just like a real squishy kind of shh. I was like, And all of a sudden it popped in my head, I know what's in this box. So I go ahead and open it, and sure as shit, there are 6 pairs of these Sears underwear that, like my cousins wear. My 2 cousins that are 50 years old, they still sleep in the same bed. You know, these 2 girls. They wear these kinds of underwear. These things are huge. I mean, I tried them on, and they came up to here. I was looking at myself in the mirror saying, I can't wear these goddamn things. So I look at my sister, and I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot for underwear. And so she's just like, well, they'll shrink if you wash them. Well, there's no way these things are going to shrink down to anything but the size of like a hot air balloon or a tarp or something like that. And so my mother says, well, those are for if you have to go to the doctor any more times. You can wear those. And so I got 6 pairs of underwear, and then she made Linda, my other sister, go upstairs and get all of her old underwear in case I had to go to the doctor more than 6 times.